Hello, I hope you're doing well. As for the video, well, this time we're going to be styling trends that are kinda harder to wear. But let's start with something that isn't too tough. Red dresses. There's no denying that a red dress is definitely a statement piece. But being a dress, it's also a complete outfit, so you don't really have to think about putting together a top and a bottom. Also, while red is definitely a very bright color, it tends to go very well with other bright colors, as well as, of course, all the neutrals. Personally, I also really enjoy wearing red with animal prints and love to wear it with leopard or snake print. So, knowing all of that, that gives you a lot of options when it comes to choosing footwear to wear with your red dress. Of course, you can go for a more statement look by wearing something more dramatic like an animal print shoe or a brighter colored shoe. Or you could go for a more neutral pair of shoes and let the red dress be the statement piece in the outfit. That's kind of what I'm doing in the outfit you see here, by pairing my red dress with a black pair of boots. Moving on from the red dress, let's talk about tiger prints. Now, animal prints in general have been a trend for quite a while, especially for the fall season. You see a lot of leopard, and for a few years we've been seeing quite a bit of snake print. But tiger print is not as common. Luckily, if you've already embraced the leopard print trend, then tiger prints should be just as easy for you. Because they're in the same color scheme as leopard prints, they pretty much go with all of the same items. So if you're struggling with how to wear your tiger print item, you can just pretend that it's actually leopard print and style it like you would if the item actually, well, was a leopard print piece. Having said that, the easiest way to wear tiger prints is actually with neutrals. As you can see, I'm doing that in this outfit by pairing my tiger print top with a pair of sage green pants, a pair of black boots, and a black sweater. The rest of my outfit is pretty much neutral, which allows the tiger print top to be the statement piece. Now let's move on to neon. I did say this video was going to have hard to wear trends, and this is definitely no exception. In fact, when it comes to styling, this is probably the most difficult trend that I'm going to be talking about in this video. And, of course, it's not for everyone. Some people really hate to wear neon items. So if that's you, then feel free to skip ahead to the next trend. If on the other hand you love neons, or are at least intrigued by them, then something I recommend when it comes to styling neons is to wear them in small doses. Usually when I wear a neon item, I stick to only wearing one neon item in that particular outfit. For example, here I'm wearing a pair of neon pink tights, and that's the only neon piece that I'm wearing in the entire outfit. In fact, the rest of the outfit is actually really neutral. This actually does two things. The first is that it lets my neon item be the focal point of the outfit, and the second is that, well, it's just a lot easier to wear neon when you style it with neutral pieces. In fact, the only color I actually have in this outfit other than my bright pink tights is the pink on my choker. And I only added that because I wanted something to echo the pink in my tights, to make the outfit look a little bit more cohesive. The next trend we're going to be talking about is puffed sleeves. Now, this has also been a trend for several years. In fact, a few years ago we even had these really dramatic ruched puff sleeves that were on trend. And I actually have a few of those items, but this year it's all about volume at the top of the sleeve. So if you have any of those items and are wondering how to style them, then I have some tips for you. I have to be honest, when I first saw this whole puffed sleeve trend coming back, I wasn't particularly thrilled and I didn't think that I would be getting items with puffed sleeves, despite the fact that I actually really like statement sleeved pieces. Now, I just thought that puffed sleeves would make your shoulders look wider, and I didn't think that that would be a very flattering look for someone, but I was wrong, it actually really looks pretty cool. As for actually styling puffed sleeves, my best advice is to start out with a tamer version, like I'm doing here. You don't have to go with something that has a lot of volume at the top, you can go for just a very subtle puffed sleeve, in which case you can wear your puffed sleeve top pretty much in the same way that you would wear any other long-sleeved or short-sleeved item. So since we're on the topic of voluminous trends, let's move on to another one, which is ruffles. To be honest, this is probably the tamest trend I'm going to be talking about in this video, and I know that a lot of people have fully embraced ruffles and don't need any styling tips for them, but I also know that a lot of people actually do struggle with how to style ruffles. So if you're one of them, then keep listening. I think the biggest problem with ruffles is that they add a lot of volume. So if you have areas of your body that you're insecure about, first of all, let me just tell you that you shouldn't be, and you look amazing. But I also know that it's not so easy to get rid of insecurities, and I have quite a few of them myself. So you might want to stay away from pieces that have ruffles with a lot of volume in the areas that you're insecure about. On the other hand, what's nice about that is that they can also add volume to areas where you want to add volume and make things appear bigger than they actually are. Also, a good rule to follow is that whenever you're wearing something with a lot of volume on one half of your body, you want to balance that out by wearing a lot less volume on another half of your body. So for example, if you're wearing a lot of volume on top like I'm doing here, you want to balance that by wearing more sleek and skin-tight pieces on the bottom. Again, like I'm doing here. Now this isn't a rule that always works, but it does work more often than not, so it's definitely a good rule to follow. So now let's move on to our most sparkly trend, which is silver. Now, of course, silver is definitely a statement trend, like a lot of the trends I talk about in this video. But being a metallic, I think that a lot of the time people assume that it doesn't go with a lot of other colors or items, and that's just not true. Being a metallic means that it actually does go with just about everything, including other metallics. Now, I wouldn't really call a metallic item a neutral, just because it's so bright and shiny, but it definitely can behave like one. The only thing you do really want to watch out for when you are wearing silver, or other metallics for that matter, is not to put too many other statement pieces in your outfit. While metallics do go with pretty much any other color, if you start putting too many metallics or too many colors in your outfit, it might look a little bit too bright. The next trend we're going to be talking about is colorful plaid. Now, plaid in general is pretty much a fall staple at this point. For example, plaid shirts can be thrown over pretty much any outfit to make that outfit look a lot more casual, but I thought I'd change it up a little bit and show you how to style plaid pants instead. Now, I think the key to styling colorful plaid, or any other colorful print for that matter, is to either print mix within the same color family or to wear it with solid colors. For example, here I'm wearing my plaid pants with a solid pink sweater and a black jacket and a pair of black combo boots. Styling it with neutrals also really helps, and my shoes and my jacket are both neutrals. And even though my pink sweater isn't actually a neutral, I think it's light enough to be close enough to a neutral not to overpower the rest of the outfit. Now let's move on to what is probably our coziest trend in this video, which is shaggy textured jackets. Right away, I'm going to say that I am well aware that some people hate them, but I actually love them. And if you're looking for some styling ideas on how to style this slightly more difficult to wear trend, then you've come to the right place. Let's start with the first problem, which is that shaggy textured jackets do add a lot of volume to your outfit. And this is something that actually used to bother me quite a bit until I realized that when you're wearing a jacket, you're pretty much guaranteed to add volume to your outfit no matter what you wear. And a little more volume, a little less volume, it's not going to make that much of a difference. So you might as well wear a jacket that you really enjoy and that will keep you cozy and warm in the colder season. And I think another problem that people have is that they assume that shaggy jackets are a statement piece and therefore just won't be as useful. Now, while it is true that shaggy jackets are definitely more of a statement than a plain jacket, if you get a shaggy jacket in a neutral color, you can still wear it with pretty much any other outfit that you would wear a neutral jacket with, except that it will actually spice up your outfit a little bit, while keeping you super warm. Now, while the jacket I'm wearing in this video is definitely not a neutral color, it's still a very grayed out pink, so it's close enough to a neutral to go with a lot of different pieces, even a very loud printed dress like the one I'm wearing here. Moving on to fringe, this is actually also a trend that has been around for quite a while now. And I definitely agree that having fringe on something does make that item harder to wear, but if you like the look, I think that it's definitely worth the effort. I do recommend sticking to only one fringe item in your outfit though, otherwise it might start to look like too much, or at the very least keeping your fringe items further apart, like for example wearing a fringe jacket and a fringe pair of shoes. Now, I'm not saying that you need to keep the rest of your outfit neutral by any means. In fact, if your fringe piece is actually a neutral color, then feel free to wear bright colors in the rest of your outfit. That's actually what I'm doing in this particular outfit, where I'm wearing my black fringe jacket with a bright yellow dress. I did keep the rest of the outfit black though, to match the black of my jacket. And the next trend we're going to be talking about is plaid skirts. So we've talked about colorful plaid, but we haven't mentioned plaid skirts. Also, you may recognize the skirt from an earlier outfit when I talked about puffed sleeves, but here I'm actually going to be talking about the skirt. Since I already talked about colorful plaid for an earlier trend, I'm not going to bring that up again. Instead, let's talk about a more neutral plaid, like what I have going on in this particular outfit. Luckily, wearing a neutral colored plaid print is even easier than wearing colorful plaid, since, well, being a neutral print, it will go with even more colors. Even a neutral plaid skirt though will appear as a bit more of a statement piece, just because plaid skirts are not as commonly seen outside of school uniforms. So if you want to go with an easier styling option, you can always wear your plaid skirt with neutrals, which is pretty much what I'm doing here by pairing my plaid skirt with a black top and a black pair of shoes. And that was the last trend. Now, I do think that while these trends are definitely harder to style, they can be worth it, especially if you actually like some of them. And I really hope that this video helped you with some styling tips for these trends. Have a great fall, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!